I'm going to show you how to maintain the config of the automatic payment program in SAP S/4HANA system. My name is Undish, and I've been working with SAP since 2001 with my main focus in finance area. I work as an SAP FICO contractor. In case you want to reach me out for a project, please find my LinkedIn ID in the description of this video. If you are just now reaching to this channel, its name is SAP at a glance, and the aim is to share SAP knowledge. Therefore, do not forget, please subscribe to this channel to receive new videos on a weekly basis. My dear audience, I would like to make you a request to help this channel to reach to the first 1,000 subscribers. At the moment, we have more than 16,000 views and less than 400 subscribers. Can you please help us to balance this scale by subscribing to this channel? Here in this channel, we deliver very high quality of content, and I use my free time to share SAP knowledge for free. I think it's fair enough to ask you also to share SAP knowledge. How can you do that? It's pretty simple. You just need to subscribe to this channel, share it within your network, and it is done. Let's reach to the first 1,000 subscribers. The transaction code to maintain the configuration of the automatic payment program is the FBZP, which we have already started working in the previous video when we were creating the house bank and the account ID. Now, without any further ado, let's start and let's go to the system. Now we are in the SAP GUI menu for the ones that are in the S/4HANA on-premise. So the transaction code that you have to type is the FBZP and then press enter. This is not new for you because we have done here the house banks, just a refresh. We have used these transaction codes to create the house banks and account ID in the previous videos that you can find in the attachment of this video. So if I'm going to show you, we have the bank account YouTube that we have created, and then here the account IDs. We have the account IDs that we created. So house bank and then the account IDs. So now we are going to look at the payment method of the country. So now what I'm going to see, we are using a company code from Brazil. So we are going to see the payment method U. If you have a new payment method, you need to create it from the scratch, but more or less everything is here. So it is bank transfer, payment method for outgoing payment. It means that we are going to send a file to the bank to make the payments. So payment method classification, we are going to say bank transfer. Here the required master data. This is open, but we should be need to put something transfer. This is open, but this should be ticked as this. So we don't want to send a file to the bank if we don't have the bank details of the vendor. And then we have the payment document for the payment ZP, which is the normal and clearing ZV. By default, it comes done. So here we are not going to use the workbench on this video. We are going to use the classical program. Okay, the classical program for Brazil. So this is the classical program for Brazil. This RFF or BR_U would be underscore another letter A. But this is what we are going to use. I'm going to open another window and then we can copy paste. I'm going to copy paste this transaction code EC38. Copy and paste. I'm going to display the program just for us to see something. And then, for example, I'm going to put Itaú, one of the names of the Bank of Brazil. And then here we see this, the DME structure for Itaú. Let me go back. So we see the structure for the DME for Itaú, for example, everything where it comes. And if we click here, we go for the another program that is inside of the automatic payment program, where we have the DME structure of the file for Itaú and Febra, which is another bank. We have always an header in the file. We have always a trailer that starts, and then we have a lot, and then we have a lot for the trailer. Inside, we have the details. For example, if I want to see the segments J, what is it? I would be double clicking here. I would get into a structure, so I know exactly what the file, this is the content of the file. So when the file is generated, if it's with the segment J, is going to bring all this information in the file itself. So this is just for you to see. We are not going to explore this in this video. So now we have this information here. I'm going just to remove this information because for our test we don't want to have any error. We are going to use this, and then I'm going to save this, and then we go back to explore another tab of the program. Now we are going to see the payment methods in the company code. So previously we have seen the country, okay, BR, we have seen the EU, and now we click in the payment methods in the company codes. So the company code that we are using is the S400, and I don't have the payment method used. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select one line and make a copy. So payment method, I'm going to use U. Okay, now U is changed. So here the amount limits, this is to make the intervals for this to be selected by the payment method. For this payment method to be picked up by the automatic payment. Here it's if we go, let me save. Just to show you here, we need to put some differences. For example, here we copied from this one. We cannot have the same interval, otherwise the same range, otherwise the program will not know which one is going to get. So let's go back to the payment method U. So now here I can remove, for example, here in the group of items, if you tick here single payment for marked item, it means that imagine that the vendor has 10 invoices, then you would be sending 10 payment transfers in the same file for the same vendor. So if you want to aggregate the invoices, you should not be ticking this. So payment by due date, extend individual payment. We don't need to put anything. I'm going to remove this for our test. We are not going to do any foreign payment. And then form data, this is this is the standard forms, subscript. Of course, you need to adapt this for your clients. We are not going to touch on this. Payment advice control, also we are not going to do anything here. So now we have created the U. I'm going to save and then get back and carry on with the configuration. Now we are going for the bank determination in the company codes. So I'm going to search my company codes. And then that's my company code. In the ranking order, I'm going to see the payment methods. So basically, our payment method is not here, which means that we need to enter. By the way, the ranking order means it's an example. We have the payment method T, and then we have here one house bank, another house bank. So it means that the system is going to check first this one. It's going to pay with this bank account, unless you have this house bank assigned into the document, it will pick up the second one. So in our case, it's not here. We need to make an entry. So this is our payment method, currency, BRL, ranking order, we don't need to put, and this is our house bank. If you still remember, we have created this house bank, and then we have created these two account IDs in the previous videos. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to press enter. So far so good. I'm going to save this and then I'm going to ask you to make a like to us if you are enjoying this video. So now I'm going to see what are the bank accounts. Again, nothing is here. I need to make entries. So what is my house bank? It is the same house bank. Now I need to insert the payment method, which is the U. I want also to insert the currency. And then here I'm going to insert the account ID. If you see here, we have the account ID. So when I go back, we have this account ID that we have created in the previous videos. And then I'm going to add it here and press enter. So it is missing here the bank sub-account number, which, if you still remember, here we have defined the main account. So we cannot define the main account. Main account are assigned to the bank. So for the payment method, we need to define a clearing account. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this one here, and then to determine this clearing account. And then I'm going to save. So far, so good. Now we are going for the available amounts. So we don't have also our bank here. Normally, people leave this as it is. So I'm going to do a copy to get the numbers. So I'm going to make a copy from here. I'm going to delete these banks. And then I'm going to put my house bank and account ID. So now I have my house bank and account ID. Add it in the rows, add it in the columns. Then I'm going to save. Value date. We also don't have an entry here for our payment method. So I'm going to make a copy. No. So I'm going to make a new entry. Again, I need to put payment method U, the one that we have created. And so now what we are going to do, we make a copy because it's much easier, and we need just to move here U. And then my house bank and account ID are there. I'm going to save. Expenses and charges, we are not going to explore. So now getting back one more step. And we have done all of these criteria. All company codes, we can have a quick look. It's already here in the system. We don't need to do anything. By default, our company code is here when we create it. Someone has already made here the entry. So what we are saying to the system is that sending company code is the same for our payment methods. And then for special ledgers for vendors, if we have to use it, and paying company codes, we need to inform that our company code here in the list is also a payment company code. Otherwise, this is not going to work. So we are not going to add any minimum amounts. And then we just need to go through this. These are the forms for the printing. Okay, in the transaction code F110 are the standard forms that we are going to see it later, and then sender details. So basically what I have here is the standards we are not going to touch because this is a testing system. So if this video was useful for you, do not forget, leave in the comments. Now you know how to maintain the configuration of the transaction code F110, which is the automatic payment program in SAP S/4HANA system. Thanks for watching this video. You can find the next video in the description of this one. Please do not forget, subscribe to this channel to receive new videos on a weekly basis. See you in the next video.